Intruder Green. You might know me from things like Battlefire, Crumbling Jail, and Telegram. Welcome to the Intruder Green podcast. Coronavirus. Hey guys, it's so close to St. Patrick's Day, they should have named it something more Irish sounding, probably. Alright, that's a joke for Kyle Kinane, because he don't like it when people make jokes about coronavirus. Sounded like beer. But yeah, it's a crazy time we're living in. It's been crazy for a long time now, and it's still, once you think something's gonna like clear up and things are gonna get a little less crazy, you find out, we're in this timeline now that like everything just stays crazy all the time. We got this like, what do they call it? A pan-America-demic or something. It's more than America though, so I don't think that counts. It's like a pandemic. That's the word. All right. I hope that everybody listening is safe and not dying from the coronavirus. Although I hear that it's kind of like the flu. It's like a real bad flu, and obviously they don't got a cure for it. But like most people, when they get the flu, you can just survive it. And apparently you can do that with coronavirus too. So maybe people are overreacting a little bit. But at the same time, I get it. Like, once it breaks out, you want to stop it from spreading too much. So it's important to do some stuff about it. But maybe, I don't know. You guys think we're, overreacting to stuff? Or you stocking up on toilet paper and everything? Also, why toilet paper? Why is that so important? Because you want to poop a lot and you got to wipe your butt? I mean, I do that too. But how is that the most important thing? I could see it you can't go outside, so you want to stock up on, fucking canned goods and all that stuff. If you were in nuclear fallout or whatever, and you just got to play that tight video game all the time and learn how to survive. I think that's a good plan. I would like to play more video games, so it sounds good to me. But I don't know. If you're stuck inside, you got a bunch of toilet paper. What are you gonna do with that? You gotta eat food to make poop. So maybe stock up more on food and less toilet paper. You could probably just use a rag if you run out of toilet paper and wash it. I know that sounds gross, but it's why not? I mean, it makes sense, right? And then you don't gotta be hoarding shit and fucking making it so other people can't get it. And maybe you just live normally and see what happens. But yeah, I think I definitely did no research on this. So, like everything I say, take it with a grain of salt. But I believe that this coronavirus thing is really only, you're not going to die from it if you're a 25-year-old alcoholic. Like most 25-year-olds are. I don't mean to single you guys out because, you're in your 20s, you like to fucking party and drink a lot. And that kills off a lot of germs. Plus, I feel like that's why you don't get a whole lot of STDs and stuff until you're probably in your 30s or 40s and 50s, because you're just full of booze and you're partying and doing sex stuff and, you don't have any worries. You just don't worry about stuff, and then nothing ever happens. All right. That sounds like a good way to go. All right. But, yeah, for seriously, I feel bad for my friends. I just did a podcast with Bad Cop. That'll come out later because they talk about some time-sensitive things on it. And I don't want to let the cat out of the bag about some things that they got in the works too soon. So that'll come out later. But during when we were talking to them, because they were in town, they're on tour in Europe, and they got some Italian dates canceled on them because of the coronavirus. I guess that Italy is big. They're not doing well with the whole thing. And kind of makes sense because it's a big touristy place. So it's a lot of people coming in and out of there internationally and whatnot. So, that's a bummer for them because it's apparently you go to Italy and then you can't even go there without having to be quarantined after. So then you miss more time on the road. So you got to not only did they get those shows canceled, they got to route around it and not even drive through Canada. So that's a major fucking pain in the ass. I guess it'd be worse if they actually got sick, though, because even if you didn't die from coronavirus, just getting it while on tour or anytime will still fucking suck. People gotta be safe. Do your thing and be safe out there. I feel like if you just keep living, you'll probably be fine, and it's going to be interesting to see what happens in the future here. I hope, we got these Mass Intruder tour dates coming up in May and a couple in April in Colorado, which I feel like Colorado's probably fine because they got all that weed and they're up in the mountains, so they don't got no coronavirus there. Probably it's probably fine. But yeah, those May dates. I hope it works out. I haven't heard of anything in America getting canceled yet. Well, except for like those big festivals. I think they canceled like South by Southwest. I hope those May dates work out. I'm looking forward to it. Get back on the road and being with our buddies Less Than Jake and Lagwagon. If you want to get tickets to those shows, you can probably hit us up on our website or like any of the ticket links we're sharing on the social medias and stuff. You know where to find that stuff. I ain't got to tell you guys. You're listening to a fucking podcast. I figure if you could pull that off, you can figure out how to find tickets online, But yeah, it's going to be all over the East Coast and Canada and stuff. So that's going to be lots of fun. But yeah, on the show today, we got my good buddy and our most recent tour manager. Last time we were in Europe, he was with us, Tom McGeehan. He's a real cool dude. I met him, we talk about it on the podcast, so I won't get into it, how we met and everything, but we had a real good time hanging out at the Bad Cop show when they were in town, and what a great guy. Love hanging out with him, and it was a lot of fun touring with him, and I hope we could do it again sometime. The producers of the Intruder Green podcast are Luke Ellis, Heather Royston, Gem City Sabrina, Vaughn Cotton, Sarah Koenig, Chelsea McNally, Cardboard Box Colony, and Carlos Hernandez. If you want to become a producer of the Intruder Green podcast, you can hit up my Patreon, just patreon.com/intrudergreen. You can just give me $1 a month or like $100 million a month if you feel like it. I mean, that's a lot though. I don't know. I might have like weird tax shit going on with that. But then again, fucking Donald Trump's all like, hey, not paying taxes doesn't make me bad, it makes me smart, or some shit like that. So like maybe that's me too. All right, we'll see what happens. I mean, yeah, that would be a good problem to have, right? But yeah, there's all sorts of tiers on there you can set up, and I welcome you. Anyway, you can also hit me up on the Twitter and the social medias like that, Facebook and whatnot. It's all at Intruder Green. You know me on there. I'm always like doing a little bit of stuff. I probably should get more on it. And because now that the podcast is heating up again, I want to let you guys know about it and share all sorts of stupid pictures and stuff, especially of me like throwing my leg up in the air, because sometimes those photographers at our shows do a real good job capturing that. The Intruder Green call-in line is +1 608 535 9608 if you want to leave me a message, and I will be sure to address whatever topic you bring up on a podcast. It's always a lot of fun when people do that. It doesn't happen that often, but I encourage you guys to do it. You don't have to give your name or nothing, but it's a lot of fun. So anyway, guys, watch out for the fucking viruses and shit out there. There's all sorts of stuff in the world that can kill you, or like even worse, probably like make you a cripple for the rest of your life. Oh, that sucks. I hope it don't happen to you, and I hope it don't happen to me. And without further ado, I'm with the show.
Hello, this is a prepaid collect call from
Intruder Green,
an inmate at the Durham Correctional Institution. This call is subject to recording and monitoring. To accept charges, press 1.
Ladies and gentlemen, Tom McGeehan. on the Intruder Green podcast. All right.
Hey, everybody.
Yeah. So it's been a while since, well, it's actually only been like 12 hours or so since we last saw each other. But yeah, I'll give the background why we're connected is because you tour managed us on our last European tour.
Yeah.
And it was a real good time.
Tried my best.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, at least someone was trying their best. I'll tell you what. All right.
Well, keeping fucking 4 rowdy criminals and a cop all together in the same van with no one killing each other every 2 minutes was a fucking challenge in and of itself. But
that's right.
It was great. Great time.
Yeah, it was great. And now it's coming, I don't know if you could call it full circle or what, but it's like we basically met before when you were on the same tour you're doing now.
Yeah.
With Bad Cop, Bad Cop.
Exactly. So for everyone listening, we are in, fuck, how do you say it in German? Work
Spy.
Work
or
Spy?
Work 2, I don't know.
Work 2, fuck it. Yeah. So, yeah, we're in the car park where me and Intruder Green actually met for the very first time.
That's true.
After
it was right
another
here.
Bad Cop show. And managed to figure out schedules and figure out that we could actually work together on that tour, which was fucking great. So yeah, full circle.
That's true. That's where we figured it out because we were like, shit, we got this tour coming and we fucked up and didn't get a tour manager.
Yeah.
We're dummies.
Pretty much.
But yeah, it turned out great and we've been good friends since then. And yeah, like I said, I don't know what the fuck to ask you other than how you doing.
Yeah.
And what's new and how's the tour going? It just started, so it's going short.
So it's all fresh. Well, I mean the tour. So the tour that I'm currently on is with Bad Cop, Bad Cop. So we're out for the next 3 weeks. We just done 2 shows in the UK, which were incredible.
Yeah.
We actually played the same place, the New Cross Inn.
The New Cross Inn.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, in
we stayed above the venue in the hostel.
Oh. Okay.
Yeah.
I was thinking of a different spot. I was thinking of fucking that other place. You know, that place.
Yeah, that other place.
place in Europe and the UK and stuff.
Well, so New Cross Inn is
I recognize that name.
It's for sure.
What town was it in?
It's in London. It's in the town of New Cross, but it is when you walk in, it's all windows on the left hand side. There was a cocktail bar downstairs. We all got fucking super loose.
Yeah, it sounds like us.
Yes, and it was us.
Yeah.
And it's one of the rare places that a TM if the TM is the driver, doesn't have to drive anywhere.
Oh yeah.
So
those are always the fun nights.
Yeah, and within by the time soundcheck had finished, I'd already had 4 pints of Guinness.
All right.
Was warmed up. But yeah, so those 2 shows were amazing. We also played in Fighting Cocks. It was great.
Yep. Good old Fighting Cocks.
Yep. Yeah, I love them when I'm fighting.
That's right.
And now we've got like another 3 weeks in mainland Europe, avoiding fucking coronavirus.
Oh yeah, that's the thing to talk about.
Yeah, big time. Well, we've already had 1 show cancelled.
Yeah, that's crazy.
In Italy.
I mean, it's not crazy. It makes sense, but it's fucking sucks.
It sucks. It fucking absolutely sucks. I mean, because we are maybe the nature of DIY kind of punk music is that we're not adverse to figuring shit out on the fly.
Yeah.
But fucking life-threatening disease is something
that's
how
I want to wrap your brain around. I mean, people have been trying to, we got all these scientists working on stuff. They can't even fucking figure it out. So.
Exactly. So, you know what I mean? If we can avoid fucking having a stressful time, we will. So, not doing shit like that kind of comes under that,
Yeah. So what do? You got a fucking show in the middle, and you guys were gonna go back to Lake Como or whatever it is. In Italy,
and stay with
see our buddies.
Yeah. So the fucking biggest shout out possible to Grano Zero.
Yeah, I love those
Como.
guys. Great restaurant.
Fucking
if you ever
incredible.
get through there, stop by and don't be a dick.
Yeah. Don't be a dick ever to those dudes because they're just the warmest, kindest people. Even though I'm pretty sure they are fucking mafiosos, but we'll just not.
Hey,
follow
all
that
right.
too hard. But so we had 2 days in Como that aren't going to happen, which is now replaced with 1 day in Prague and 1 day maybe with Spam in Austria, wherever that is.
Austria, wherever that is.
Yeah, but with like Within Austria, there's somewhere.
we're in somewhere in Austria.
in
you don't know.
Linz. Yeah, in Linz. That's where that is.
Linz.
Yeah.
Huh.
Linz.
I don't think I've ever been there.
Yeah.
Usually we just go to Vienna or some shit.
Yeah. Well, we're doing that too. We're playing in the.
Except for when the van breaks down and we're stuck in the middle of nowhere in Austria.
Oh yeah, fuck. Yeah, that was so on the last tour that I was with Intruder Green, we broke down in the fucking middle. Am I allowed to swear in this, by the way?
Of course.
Yeah, fuck, okay. So we broke down in the dick end of nowhere of Austria.
You especially get to swear because you're real creative with it. Yeah. you swear like different people.
Part of our repertoire, yeah.
That's right.
So yeah, we're in the absolute middle of nowhere. We break down and we called our hire company Nomads of Prague. Also beautiful people to work with.
Yeah.
I had to get a hotel for the night. Got a second van that came out. So we all got super wasted. Me and Jackson got weird in a play park. So that was
in a play park.
Yeah, we were using like bullied some kids off the swings and shit.
Oh really?
Yeah.
I don't think I even knew about that.
I don't think you did. No.
That's pretty good.
It was great. It was a great time to be around. So yeah, man, fucking like kind of going across the same ground that we did. Just committing a lot less crime, which kind of makes a lot of sense, I guess.
Yeah, they're all bad cops, right? I mean, Officer Bradford's a pretty bad cop.
Yeah.
He's not so good at his job.
Oh, he's really bad at his job.
Yeah.
If he followed his job title, he's failing miserably.
Right.
But fuck me, is he a good time? So.
Oh yeah, that's probably true.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, but if he was following his job, then it would really suck to be in his band. So.
Yeah, well, it would be the immediate end of the band. So you can't.
Probably, pretty much. Because we can't live without crime. And we wouldn't be able to get away with any crimes while we're on tour. So tour would just suck.
Yeah.
So we wouldn't do it anymore.
And tour does sometimes fucking suck anyway.
Oh, yeah.
So, if you can't commit a bit of a crime on the side, especially for you guys, I can't see the real point of it,
Yeah, allegedly.
I mean, the shows are okay, but fuck, that's the secondary means,
Yeah. Love you, fans. We love you all. And we'll look forward to playing more shows again soon. Yeah, that's good.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, but it's great to be back with you guys in Leipzig.
Yeah.
And of course, I don't know, how long are you guys out for?
We're out for in total about 3 weeks.
3 weeks. All right, that's not bad. That's
okay. I mean, everyone it's the classic. Well, for me anyway, I have a 15-day energy pack that I'll get through 15 days and it's fine.
Oh.
And then 16th day, I'm like, everyone get the fuck out of my
I thought
sight.
you were talking like a energy
battery.
pack, like something you buy at the
Or
store.
something. No. I'm talking about my internal batteries.
It lasts you 15
Yeah.
days or something.
No.
All right.
It's not
Yeah. But that's like, physical health and stuff.
Yeah. I mean, and also because actually Bad Cop are one of the healthiest bands I tour with.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. They eat pretty good. We try and fucking get sleep ahead of partying too much.
Yeah. That's a good idea.
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
I don't do that too much.
No, not so much. But you can't. It's every band has their own kind of mentality that comes with it.
Yeah. I will say that it's a lot easier to do that in Europe than it is in the States. It's hard to do it in Europe because you're like, hey, I'm in fucking Europe. Let's party. Way harder than we do in the States. Not that we don't party in the States too.
Yeah.
I don't know. I guess it's just the same every time. It's like, hey, we're on tour. We're in the States. Where are we? I don't know. Bumfuck Nebraska. Well, there's only one thing to do now. Drink our faces off. Or it's like, hey, we're on tour. Where are we? Fucking, I don't know, Paris.
Yeah. Right.
Well, this is one of the coolest cities I've ever been to. Let's get fucking wasted.
Yeah. Okay. Well, yeah. I mean, I think there is a theme coming across that wherever you start with, you always end with "let's get wasted."
That's true.
Which is totally fine. And I mean, I've been very lucky to work with bands on most of that spectrum of straight edge vegans to fucking old age retro bits.
Yeah.
So I mean, every tour has its fucking nuance,
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
It's punk rock. It's cool.
There we go.
That's right.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Speaking of which, so how did you get into this line of work?
So I started going to see a lot of live music concerts in Belfast, where I'm originally from.
Oh yeah.
Which is, I mean, Belfast is very famous for its kind of political punk background, like Stiff Little Fingers and bands from other parts of the region that always had a certain agenda because we had a lot to fucking shout and scream about. So because of that, I met a few small kind of punk bands at the start, and the main one was a band called Axis of.
Axis of.
Axis of, yeah.
All right.
Yeah, fucking best band ever to come out of Ireland.
Nice.
There we go.
That's
on
saying
record.
a lot.
It's on record, yeah.
Wasn't Thin Lizzy from there?
They're from Dublin though. Yeah.
Oh, shit.
I think they had one guy from the north. I should know that, but fuck, whatever. Don't hate on me.
They're pretty great too.
Yeah, incredible. But yeah, so I mean, I started touring with Axis of when I was younger. They absolutely changed my world. That band, I've been vegetarian since I toured with them. That was in 2009, 2010. Got me into all the bands that I take inspiration from now. Like Propagandhi and fucking all that kind of level of punk. And then that just, I feel like maybe this is the same for you, but I feel like if you're in those places and in those circles, even if you're not looking essentially to make a career out of it, it just kind of happens. Like if you're rubbing shoulders with people, or you see a show and you talk to someone and they're like, oh, there's this show next week that I'm playing if you want to come, and things kind of have this grassroots.
You kind of became part of the scene.
Yeah, like I mean, at the same time,
without trying to, but like it just happens.
Yeah, I mean, like I think I counted myself quite lucky that I met the best people. Yeah. Out of all of that scene back home, all within a year or two of each other. There's a band that essentially started that whole scene for me is a band called And So I Watch You From Afar. Okay. They engineered this whole atmosphere of just take it. If you want to take it and make something, just do it and don't fucking find an excuse. Yeah, right. So they play shows all the time, toured all the time. Don't try fundraisers. Yeah, just make it.
Old Bukowski's saying, right? Yeah, don't try, just do it.
Yeah, exactly. And they
also
they
Jedis.
started it. Yeah.
It's true. Yoda.
They started like they gifted this fucking personality and this atmosphere. Yeah. That people then felt that they could be a part of and make music in. And that's that. It just kind of came from there. And then I moved to mainland Europe and bumped into a lot of people that I met through those early days of touring, who I'm still in contact with now. So I managed a place in Paris called the Gibus. Yeah. It's great. It's an old fucking venue. It's got a low ceiling, the sound's complicated, it stinks of piss, it's fucking intense as fuck. But if you can come in and have no ego and play a show, I can guarantee it'll be one of your best shows of tour.
So like what size is it? Like what's the cap?
We have 3. I mean it starts at around 220 and then it can
like
go
3 different stages or
all the same stage, but we cut the room.
Oh, cool.
So it's like 220, 350, 650.
Yeah, there's a venue here that does that. It's a cool
it's
way to
smart
do it.
because it means that we can, if there's a thing that I love doing is that if you have 3 big bands on a bill, like for example when Propagandhi played, the support was Iron Chic. It was another really good band as well. Shit. Anyway, but we were able to have the support band play in a full room and then open the curtain, and then the middle band played at like another full room, and then the headliner opened all the way through.
Holy shit! They did it like they opened up the room.
Yeah, well, we cut
in
it
the same show.
Yeah, we open it gradually as the room fills out, because at the start, say if there's only 200 people and it's open at 600 capacity, the opening band's like, fuck, I can see all the way through there.
Right. It's always, I've definitely been there before.
Yeah, for sure. And the thing is that the opening bands really appreciate it because they're like, fuck, this felt like a far bigger show, and we don't feel like a discrepancy of the like where we're on the bill. Yeah. It's really important. So
that's a super cool way to do it.
Yeah, exactly.
I was thinking like there's a venue here. I don't think they do that. They just do it like if they have they can have a smaller show where the headliner is smaller. Yeah. And then they just have the capacity smaller for that show. But they don't like actually space it out based on like the opening band playing or whatever. Yeah. That's a real cool way to do it.
Yeah. Makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
So and then that's kind of again, just being part of that world is how I started getting friendly with Bad Cop. That led me to Master Intruder, so it's all, everything kind of comes from the same base, yeah.
So they like played at your club and that's how you met them or what?
No, I met them because they were playing at Download, Download Festival in the UK.
I heard of it,
yeah. So they had a year of that in Paris. Bad Cop were playing in one of the stages, and a friend of mine, Manu, who works with bigger bands like kind of NoFX and all the big Fat Wreck bands, he's like, I need some help with looking after the bands. He's like, if you can help out with Bad Cop, help them load up their shit and get them some waters and stuff, because because their TM Ben, who you met Ben Davis, right?
Oh yeah, for sure.
Lovely,
What up,
lovely
Ben?
man, lovely man. Who's also in a fucking amazing band called Spoilers. One of the coolest bands in the UK at the minute. Dan, by the way, the guy in that band can go fuck himself, but everyone else is great. Anyway,
all right.
So I was kind of helping out them, and I met Ben, and Ben was like, "Look, dude, next tour maybe there could be a way of you kind of collaborating with this project," and that's where that came from,
Oh hell yeah.
Yeah, but that was the day that me and one of my co-worker Florian from the Gibus, we got there like insanely early in the morning. Like Bad Cop showed up to the festival at like maybe 7:30 or 8:00 in the morning.
Yeah,
they're playing at midday, and we were like, okay, we shouldn't drink early. Well, I mean, it's fucking breakfast time, so we're like, let's wait for a little bit.
That's when you got to drink like vodka grapefruit. Or
like fucking
Irish
champagne and orange juice.
stuff.
Yeah. We just call it coffee, but whatever. So we we get to like midday. The girls get on stage, and in the artist area of Download, anyone who's kind of been to these big festivals as part of crew or an artist, the facilities are incredible. So you have amazing catering. You've got really nice backstage, spas, haircuts, fucking everything. But in the kind of artist area, there was a beer tap. So I go in and I'm like, can we have a beer from that? And the security guy was like, well, yeah, and it's free and you serve yourself, but I mean, it's kind of meant to be for everybody. I was like, yeah, no worries. So I take 4 cups per arm, fill up 8 little half pints, bring them to the Bad Cop stage, and me and my colleague then just went on this merry trail of fuckery, So we drank all day. I ended up getting shouted at because I sat in Marilyn Manson's throne backstage.
Oh shit!
Yeah, on his stage riser. I was sitting in it in a fucking sweaty ass Irishman in the middle of summer in Paris during a heat wave.
All right.
Fucking sitting in his chair.
And that's why you don't work for Marilyn Manson.
Right? Yeah, exactly. So so it's been a fucking riot ever since. Yeah.
Sounds great.
Yeah, man.
Thanks for listening to the Intruder Green podcast. By now you probably heard about our sponsor, Stupid Rad Merch Company. And if you haven't, then listen up, because I gotta tell you, Stupid Rad Merch Company is a great web store with a bunch of your favorite bands at stupidradmerch.com. And if you're in a band and need some work done, they can get you totally covered for a modest price and super quick turnaround time. But don't just take it from me. Here's what the ladies from Bad Cop had to say about it.
Yeah, comes up with great ideas. It's always pushing, always moving. Simeon is delightful to work with. He's very responsive and professional, and
it's the quality of the shirts. I like them.
Yeah, high quality.
Very well done. Very well done on the ink.
It really feels like a family again. It feels like it's a place where you can trust what's happening.
And don't forget to use the code PRISON at checkout and get a 15% discount on all Stupid Rad branded apparel. That's PRISON, I think. I don't really know how to spell, but those are the letters they told me to say. StupidRadMerch.com.
StupidRadMerch.com.
Guitar players, I bet you thought you were shit out of luck when it comes to finding your dream guitar or amp. You go on some auction site or something and it's all crap. Well, that's because you're not looking in the right place. Yeah, Man's Vintage and Used Guitars is exactly what you're looking for. Now, I know what you're thinking. Aren't they located in Switzerland? Yeah, man, they are. Bern, Switzerland to be exact. But you can check out all the super tight finds at Yeah Man Guitars on their website, yeahmansguitars.com. If you've got something specific you're looking for and need some help finding it, just hit up Yeah Man's Guitars on the electronic mail. That's email. It's right. It's the internet. It's like the future. You got the internet with email and websites. It's amazing. It's yeahmansguitars@gmail.com. Get in touch. And while you're at it, get your band a tour in Europe and stop by the shop. Michael and the rest of the crew would love to meet you. And you could tell them Green sent you. Yeah Man's Vintage and Used Guitars. And so then what? It's like we're going in reverse, like falling in reverse. Just kidding, not that band.
Yeah.
So what? Why'd you go to Paris? Like, what spurred you on to that?
Well, my kind of like interaction with France in general is that when I was living in Liverpool, I I met my ex-girlfriend, who was French. So we went traveling a lot. We went to Palestine. She actually came on tour with us.
Wow.
In Europe for
Palestine. That's a crazy place to go.
That was fucking airtight. Yeah. Yeah, that was a great time. That was a great time to go with the background of punk music and, you know, having Propagandhi in your ears. And and you go to Palestine.
For sure.
You get pretty ridey. So we done that, and we moved to Lyon, and then we went to South America for 9 months, and then we moved to Paris. And, you know, Paris, like, it's a city that it can eat you up and shit you out in a tiny little croissants, or you can fucking just kind of run at it and not stop until you make your life out of it.
Wait, it shits you out into tiny little croissants?
Yeah, it's
like
well,
come out of your butt?
Well, it's like a niche
Like
specialty, you know?
croissants.
Yeah, it's like a fill-in.
Yeah, that's right.
So they have like these little assembly lines with like people that hold them open. They clasp open the croissant with their hands, much akin to someone who clasps open an asshole as you're shitting.
That's right.
Line it up, and then you fucking, there you go.
There you go. All right.
Yeah, all right. So I mean, I've been very fortuitous. I've met great people. Again, I met good people, and made a little niche for myself there. And yeah, I think it's probably going to be the long term.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, you've already been there for what?
Fucking 5 years now.
Yeah, that's pretty long term already.
Yeah,
You know?
yeah, and in the scheme of being there for wanting to be there for maybe a year and a half, 2 years maximum, I'm in the long term now. So
Yeah.
so I have to see. Yeah,
And it's great to hear you speak French because you still got that accent.
it gets you going, right?
And yeah, totally.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah, it's good.
Yeah, I could tell.
That's right.
Big time.
Ah,
Yeah.
well, like I said, no planned questions on this fucking podcast.
Yeah.
Where we at? Oh, we're doing good actually. Well, then what's next? Like, you got this tour going, and like, we're at the beginning of the year, you know, or fucking, we just turned into March.
Yeah.
So, like, what's next after this?
Well, I mean, I'm trying to. I do a lot of things on the side outside of touring. So obviously, I manage the place in Paris, the Gibus.
What is, by the way, like, do you want to, like, are you trying to do more of this, or like, you know, you're two managed us.
Yeah.
You're driving the bad cops.
Yeah.
And like, what's your dream come true?
My dream come true. Fuck. My dream come true would be. There's two bands left that I would love to tour with.
Yeah.
And then once I feel like if I've done those two bands, then I can maybe be happy to just not have to push myself to try and find anyone else.
Yeah.
One would be And So I Watch You From Afar, that band from back home. And the other would be Propagandhi. You know, it's those two kind of like source inspiration bands, you know.
Oh, for sure.
So, I mean, like, the thing is, you know, the touring, because I have so many different jobs in Paris. Like, I'm a photographer, I fix old bikes,
I've
and,
seen
you know,
that. Yeah.
so, you know, there's a lot of different things that I try and keep myself busy with. Touring is one that I have to try and, like, you know, put all them on hold to tour, and then go back and then, like, you know, try and hope that they're not too pissed at me that I've left for a long time.
Yeah, I know how that goes.
Yeah. So, I mean, juggling so many of those types of things at the same time means that when I tour, I only like, firstly, touring with people and bands that I actually really like.
Yeah.
Because, you know, I obviously have a lot of friends in this type of industry, as I'm sure you do, who work with bands sometimes just because it's a fucking money income. And it's like, you got to tick a box to work with this artist, just so it's like a push of your experience, you know? Whereas for me, I only do it for the love of it.
Yeah, all right.
Because I don't see the point outside of that. Because I don't want it to be my full-time career, so I wouldn't.
Sure.
Push that.
I guess that's what I was getting at. Are you trying to do this full time, or like, you know, do you want to fucking like just keep managing a club and maybe that becomes a full time thing someday, or what?
Yeah, I mean, like, you know, that's having seen that experience of doing that in Gibus, it's really fun because, you know, like, when we're on tour and, you know, you go from city to city and you drive and you see new experiences, your brain is constantly getting inspiration and it's getting fed a lot, so it's great. Yeah. When you're in one city and the bands are coming to you and you're not moving with them,
right? Sometimes
you feel a bit agitated, but at the same time, you kind of get to be the person that you would want to meet in the venue, you know?
For sure.
So it's like, you know, a sliding door opens and everyone gets out and everyone smells of farts and old beer, and you know, you can tell one of them's too hungover to want to give a fuck, and the other ones have all drank too much coffee and have way too much energy.
Yeah.
So, you know, because you've been that other end of things, you know how to kind of come to everyone's kind of level and help them have a good day.
Yeah.
Which I love to do, and that is a genuine pleasure. And, you know, seeing bands that I love is in the place that I work in is great.
Hell yeah.
Which we should get Mass Intruder to come by the next time.
Yeah, I would love to. I don't know.
Yeah.
Well, we always end up playing on a boat whenever we're in Paris.
Yeah.
Which I gotta say, I fucking love being on a
Yeah,
boat.
yeah,
So
yeah. And to be fair, that boat, Le Petit Banc, is
that place is
unreal
great.
too. Yeah.
is that? Oh yeah. What's the other one though? That's more like a boat.
A boat? Why? What's not a
No,
boat?
maybe
boat?
it is the Le Petit Ban.
So there's Le
I
Petit
don't
Ban, and you
remember.
might have played a place. What
There's
other
two
ones?
boats we played on in Paris, but I think
Yeah.
the last time we were there, the other one was like closed or something.
Yeah. You would
Yeah,
have
because the
played
other
in
one's more
fucking-
like
I
it's
can't remember
smaller.
what you fucking call it.
I don't know. It's like red.
Oh, the Bateau Phare.
That's one. Yeah.
So that's another. That boat used to be right next door
Yeah.
to the Petit Banc. But yeah, fuck playing on boats. Come and play on my fucking place.
We will. I'm
Jesus
sure we will.
Christ, man. Fucking hell.
Yeah. Just pay us lots of money.
Well, that's up to money. Fucking again, second shout out to money. Get that shit together,
That's
my friend. Yeah. Double that fee.
Fucking A. Definitely chose punk rock for the money.
Yeah, no money in this fucking game, my friend.
I mean, yeah.
Big time.
I chose punk rock in the 90s when there was tons of money.
Yeah.
And then, yeah.
And now it's all gone.
And now it's way later than that people actually give a shit about my band.
Yeah. Well, at least people still give a shit, though. I mean, that's the thing, like, from seeing
They sure
you guys.
do.
Yeah, and, like, I feel like you guys and Bad Cop have quite a similar fan base
Yeah.
of people being kind of aware of what the band is about and being into it and, you know, being pretty loyal to what you guys are about, you know?
Yeah. I mean, that's, that's just fucking, I think, punk rock. When, even though it's not the golden age of the 90s no more, it's still like, you got, punk rockers fucking care because, like, I'll be honest, we've gotten some messages about, like, I don't want to get too specific, but, like, one or two of the songs we've written, and, like, people like, that made a big difference to me. And I'm like, really?
Yeah.
You know, we're like a cartoon band, right? But, people get stoked and, like, I guess there's the music. And like, there's lots of fucking genres where the lyrics or like a specific artist could probably be like real important to people, but you got the whole scene behind it too.
Yeah.
And to me, that's what always was like intriguing and made me like want to get more into it.
For sure.
But,
And
like,
I mean,
sucked
this is
me
like,
in and kept me there, you know.
100%. Like this is the thing, you know, like I was saying to you at the very start in Belfast, that scene, you know, the fact of feeling like you were kind of coming into a community that you felt really tight with, you know?
Yeah.
And like, again, like as an example of that, on the 28th, I don't know if any of your listeners are in Ireland or the UK around this time, but
Well, they will be once we put your name out there. Everybody's going to be like, that motherfucker. Or Dart. I can't do it. I can't do a fucking Irish accent.
Don't do it. But so on the 28th of March, just so as an example of this whole idea of like a scene in the community that comes with the band, all of the greatest kind of acts at the minute in the north of Ireland are playing a festival called OK. And the whole premise behind that is we all lost a very dear friend around Christmas time to suicide, very sadly. But the idea of all these people getting in a room together and being like, is everyone okay? Like, just that idea of fucking...
Sure.
It's two letters and a fucking question mark. And it can really help people and can take a lot of, like, solace from shit, you know, that comes from that, you know?
Yeah. And that's just such a punk rock thing.
Exactly.
Like, that's...
Exactly, and that's what I love, you know?
I can't think of another example of something like that, but I swear to God there are ones. No, I can. In Madison, Wisconsin, where we've hidden out before, this guy would, like, this guy's kid was he wanted to be in punk bands and stuff when he was younger. And he died. He got some disease or something. And so now his dad, like every year, I mean, that's fucking tragic as hell. Yeah. But every year his dad has a festival for his kid. And they do a big raffle and everything. And he just used the money to go towards, whatever the disease was that he died from. But, it's like punk rock, that's such a big thing. It's,
of course.
People always want to like look at shit that's fucked up with people's lives and stuff. Yeah. And try to use the genre, use the music and the scene and everything to make it better. Yeah. And that could be like, like death and fucking depression and stuff, or it could be like political stuff.
Sure.
And sometimes fucking punk rockers don't give a shit about politics.
Yeah, exactly.
But-
and that's fun too, you know.
Exactly.
I like, and the the fact that you can kind of like, you know, I have this argument with people sometimes about like what does it mean to be punk, or what is, you know, like for me it's not always attributed directly to music.
Yeah.
It can be, you know,
Oh, for sure.
like Greta Thunberg is punk as fuck for a lot of things in my brain, or
Right.
you know, like it's a lot of aspects of what you look. Of
Hey,
how
shout out
you
to
put
Greta Thunberg.
Yeah.
Like, she
We
ever
share
wants
this
to
fucking
fucking come to a
podcast.
show. She's, or come on a podcast.
Yeah,
you know,
right.
like, if you know anybody out there can hook it up, I would love to talk to her.
Yeah,
But-
but you know what I mean. It's all in the same vein.
It's like
of
the spirit. Like,
Yeah.
you could say, like, that person is totally punk.
Yeah.
And, like, they might not even give a shit about punk rock. But
Yeah,
that's
exactly.
the idea you get. Like, oh, yeah, that's punk as fuck. All right.
Exactly. That's why we're all here.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, crime stories.
Crime story.
You got any? Or do you got any other stories that you were aching to tell?
Well, I mean, you have put crime as the theme to it. I'm trying to think, like, the, okay, well, one little crime story which relates to touring, so it makes a lot of sense.
All right.
The first European tour
This is
I
all
ever went on-
alleged, too.
This is
Allegedly.
oh yeah, of course.
Unless the last one I had, Valerie Knox, she told the story, but she admitted that she got arrested in the story.
Fuck.
So she's like, yeah,
Really?
no, I did that.
yeah. It's all true.
Yeah.
Well, ours is maybe not quite whatever she was arrested for. No one got arrested for what we were doing, but basically we were our first European tour with that band Axis of that I was telling you about. So it's we're the four of us in total. Well, lights got out.
Yeah, we got the mood lighting going on here.
There's four of us.
Oh shit! I should put my pants back on.
Zip. And we were touring with a French band called Crossing the Rubicon.
Oh yeah.
So we have this old fucking yellow school bus that was converted into a tour bus.
That's some old school stuff.
Yeah, nicknamed Scally Boy. Still to this day is one of the best bands I've ever driven. So we're driving into Paris, I think, or we were somewhere in France.
Yeah.
And obviously there's us, like four Irish guys, and then the other band were all French.
Yeah.
So we're coming up to the toll booth. You can see like security and fucking whatever going on. And one of the security guys, we go through the toll booth and he like waves us over.
Yeah.
And Sham, the TM for Crossing the Rubicon, sticks his head in between all the seats and he's like, do you know how heavy the van is? And I was like, I don't have a fucking clue. And he's like, okay, well, do you have any paperwork? And I was like, nope.
Oh.
And he's
shit.
like, dude, you need this. Like, this is like
Yeah.
a legal minimum is paperwork if you're touring in a van in Europe, you know? So
yeah, they're serious about that stuff over here.
super serious.
In the States, it's like nobody gives a shit.
Yeah, maybe. So anyway, so they pull us over and we, by this stage, they're all talking, you know, obviously Sham has now jumped up in the front with me and they're speaking in French the whole time.
Yeah.
At the time I didn't speak any. So they pull us onto this little loading bay, the van, and the cop comes over and like I can hear him getting super agitated and getting
shit.
more and more fucking wound up. And I was like, oh, this is bad. And Sham, who still one of my best friends ever, fucking was freaking out so much, was like tapping my leg, being like, dude, we're fucked. We're so fucked.
Oh no!
Like we're gonna have to get two vans. We're not gonna be able to afford it.
Oh
We've
no!
got all the gear, we've got
That's
all
what
the
they make
merch.
you do. I heard.
Yeah. Or you don't leave. You can't leave without weight in the van.
Right.
So Sham is talking to this fucking cop out one window, and then another cop comes in and like walks over to my side, my driver's window. So I roll it down, and he starts speaking to me in English. He's like, "Oh hey, like what are you like? Why are you guys in the van?" I was like, "Oh, we're actually two bands.
Yeah.
We're from the north of Ireland, and these guys are all French." He's like, "Oh, you're in. So what type of music?" It's like, I mean, it's all quite aggressive kind of punk music and stuff like that.
That was a bad word.
Nah, well, honestly, yeah.
Yeah.
I've since learned that to say that you play fucking
You
like
play rock and roll.
free house jazz or fucking
Yeah.
classical music.
Yeah, that's
do
right.
that. Don't fucking say aggressive punk rock.
Don't say the P word.
Yeah, exactly. So anyway, so the guy's like, oh, okay. And he's kind of fucking, you know, picking through his brain of what he wants to ask next. And then he's like, oh, so, you know, so you guys are Irish? And he's like, yeah. And he's like, oh, I love Ireland. And he starts telling me about this time he went there as a kid with his family. And
Oh,
has this
yeah.
amazing memory and all this type of shit. And I was like, yeah, keep this conversation going.
That's
I
right.
want this guy in my pocket. So he keeps going and keeps going. And he's like, okay, hold on 2 minutes. So he goes round to the other side of the van, takes the agitated cop with him, like walks him off, and you can see them talking between each other. They both go into their little cabin.
Yeah.
And by this time, Sham is like white as a ghost, head in his hand. The guy comes out, the good cop, which they don't exist, they're all bastards. But anyway, he comes out, comes over to me, and he's like, "You got 14 seconds, but drive the fuck out of here." I was like,
wow.
Okay, see ya. And we left.
Wow.
And we got to whatever city. I think we were driving into Paris, and all of the French guys were like, "How the fuck did you get away with that?" And it's like, I don't know, man. Like, sometimes this cliche of like the luck of the Irish.
Holy
it's
shit.
not just there for fucking cereal box quotes. Like, sometimes it actually does work out, you know?
That's amazing.
Yeah, so we got away with it. And for the rest of the tour, didn't take any weight out of the van. Just went with the same weight allowance and managed to get through it. It was great.
Wow.
Yeah. It's fucking great. So it was a crime that wasn't actually committed, but was kind of committed. Allegedly.
Yeah, I mean,
yeah.
it sounds like you did a good con job.
Yeah. It's fucking good experience.
Con artist.
Yeah.
Tom McGeehan.
There you go.
That's right.
Absolutely, bud.
All right. Well, I think we're doing good on time here. You got anything you want to plug or let people know how they can find you in case they want to hire you for like the Propagandhi tour?
Yeah, there you go. Well, yeah, Propagandhi are listening to this. They have my information already, but
all right.
I'll shout out the Le Chouette. It's the bike shop I work in Paris.
Oh yeah.
It's great working in a fucking independent industry, helping to give people transport that doesn't fuck the planet. Shout out to Gibus for sure, and shout out to mom and dad and my sister. So there you go.
That's
Gotta
nice.
keep it real.
That's nice.
There you go.
All right. Sick. Well, let's see if the band is ready to do one of these, and
I better get
I
back
need
to
another
work.
beer. Yeah, yeah. You got a lot of work to do right now, right?
Yeah.
All right.
Exactly.
And that's it for the Intruder Green podcast. I thank Tom again for being on it. You can hit me up on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram, all at Intruder Green. The Intruder Green calling line is +1 608 535 9608. Patreon.com/Intruder Green. The Intruder Green podcast is produced by Colin Bennett. Hair and makeup by Genevieve Smith. Set design by Dylan Raymer. Catering, Matthew Hendershot. Lighting, Squeaked Lights, Rahway, New Jersey. Our theme song is Particles by Type Bros. They're always trying to steal me Lucky Charms.
All right, well, cheers.
All right, cheers.
Whoop.